It's your boy Griff here, back with another video, and today I got a special video, guys, man. Today we're back with the Tournament Power Season 96 Best Teams Guide. You guys know this is January 1st of 2025, so Happy New Year's. Hopefully everybody is safe, and let's hop into the new year with, with growth and positivity and everything like that. So if you guys enjoy these type of videos, subscribe to the channel. Road to 7K subs, and yeah, in terms of the intro, you guys know every season they change up the tiers and everything like that, so I'm gonna try to give you guys as many teams and options you guys can use. Made it to the top, got our 1.5K CCs from last season, so yeah. I've also got some of the new EX characters that I've been missing out on, so that I'm actually going to be able to show some of those characters if you guys do have some teams that correlates with them, and everything like that. Anything else that I can reference? Yeah, when it comes to tournament power, focus on anything that helps with stats on your team. So Z powering your characters, arch boosting your characters, getting them to friends to level 10, having a tournament power equipment. Any character that is a Zenkaiable character, get them to Zenkai 7 because that helps with stats as well. And then focus on really trying to main one team and put all your resources in there, so you guys have a better chance of survivability, especially with the new changes of tournament power. They've been making it a little bit more difficult than they used to the past 5 or so seasons. So definitely lock in, invest your resource, so you guys can get the most CCs out of this specific mode here. So yeah, we're gonna show the best teams here, and we're gonna start off with regen. Alright, so for the first team here, we have blast-based regen, and let's get straight into the team. So let's start with the backup characters. As you guys can see there, I finally have pulled EX Metal Cooler. Now, I did summon on that trash New Year's banner, right? But the fact that I had a chance of pulling him, I had to pull the trigger. I had to pull the trigger, and I pulled him. He was the last EX character. He was the last regen character that I did not have on my team. On my box, I had to summon for him. The fact that I summoned for him and pulled him is just going to help my tournament power team by so much, because he's always a character that's constantly in the Z tier spot. A lot of people don't really have these new EX characters, so the fact that I pulled him, right, and he's constantly in the Z tier spot is going to be able to help me with just getting points, right? So that's why I summoned for him and I got him. I'm still going to show you guys some other options to use for the backup characters. And then also I have is Red Piccolo here, so I'm gonna give him a go. I'm gonna try him out at 9 stars. I just got to get his friendship level to 10, and then see how he performs in tournament power. So yeah, when it comes to regen, the blast based side of the team here, you have multiple options to use for your backup characters. Now, what's the name is actually in Z tier as well. Yellow EX Piccolo is actually in Z tier, which is really nice. You guys know how much I use him in terms of his healing and everything like that. So I want to give this EX Metal Cooler a go to see what he can do. I could drop these two together, but I just don't know if I want to drop double yellows as my backup. I'm not entirely confident if I want to do that. So, and then when it comes to the S tier spots, you do have PJ here. PJ is a really good option. Usually I use him to replace like CMZ because he's a C tier character. Other than that, in terms of the other characters you guys can use, you got Zenkai Red Metal Cooler. That's really good. The only issue is he doesn't buff regen with his Z abilities, but the fact that he heals himself, really great survivability for the character. Next character I like is Blue free-to-play Metal Cooler. He actually has great support for the team, right? You guys see key recovery and then debuffs and everything like that, so that's really nice for his allies. Every time he lands a card, he gives his allies damage inflicted buffs, which is really nice as well. After that, I would say is EX Omega Shenron. You guys know how good he is, bro. The reason why I swapped him out with Boot Tanks is because Boot Tanks has a guaranteed blue card, so I'd rather have that, sacrifice some points with that, but for the most part I would be rocking Omega Shenron. And then he also gets Zenkai buffed by Blue Baby as well, because he's a blue GT character. And that's pretty much it with the boost characters that I like. Yeah, Blue Metal Cooler, Omega Shenron. You got his Piccolo Jr., you got EX Metal Cooler, you got the yellow EX Piccolo, and you have PJ here. So yeah, when it comes to my main team does not change. For the most part, I'm keeping the same setup here. You have 3 C tier characters with Blue Baby, CMZ, and Perfect Cell. So I'm perfectly fine with rocking them as my main C tiers. And then my B tier characters, I love Piccolo and Bootanks. Guaranteed blue cards, right? You have Cell, CMZ, Piccolo, and Bootanks that can pretty much get a blue card every game, if not every other game. So that's why I kind of say that's how I build my team, is cater around just spam as much blue cards as possible, especially since we're facing against high tier characters, right? And then for my green, I always just stick with the green DKP, just because he's usually one of the better greens with the debuffs that he gives for his allies, and he's a free to play character as well. So in terms of the replacements, you can't replace Super Baby 2. He's the core character of the team. But when it comes to the purple, you have this purple free to play Super Boo. He's actually not a bad character. I use him. He has high key recovery, which is really nice. Then after that, it kind of comes down to Garlic Jr. I know a lot of you guys don't have Garlic Jr., but if you guys did someone on New Year's Rising and have him, he's a really great character to use, support, and then everything like that. He's just more on the strike base side of regen. You have Red Ribbon Army Piccolo. He gives support for the team. He's just a little bit squishy just because he's a free to play character. Then after that, you pretty much just have Purple 21 and LF Stud. These are really like the only purple characters for regen. You could use Light Skin Piccolo as well. I'm just not the biggest fan. I don't think he deserved to be a C tier spot in my opinion. But if that's the best character you have for purple, then use him. When it comes to blue, I already mentioned free to play Cooler. Omega Shenron is really good. Then after that, here you have EX Evil Boo. I like him a lot. Then in terms of the blue side here, no one in particular. And then in the C tier spots, you guys could use LF Kid Boo as well. And in Zamasu, this is for blast based teams, so yeah, Zamasu as well. But those are like your last resorts, because you don't want to put too much C tier characters on your setup. So that's why I'll use them as your last resort. Now when it comes to the red characters, like I said, you do have CMZ, you do have Piccolo Jr., you do have Red Metal Cooler here. I do like them a lot. Then after that, you do have Red Metal Cooler, Red Transforming Cell here. His stats is actually pretty close together, so you could use him on a blast based team, but like I said, he's more on a strike based setup, but you can still use him. He's still really great. Then after that here, Red 21 is really good. And then you also have Buhan here is a really good red as well. And then turn C tier spots, yeah, that's pretty much it here. I'm not really the biggest fan of this Zama, so I don't think he deserves to be a C tier character. And then last but not least is going to be the yellow and then green. So yellow, usually the character I like is the free to play Perfect Form Cell here. I really do like him a lot as a yellow option. You guys could use this guy, but I feel like his value is more off androids than regen. Then after that here, you do have this Majin Buu Good character. He's really good. You do have Zenkai Cell. Like I said, he's more on the strike base side, but he's still really solid. Then you also have Rage Shenron. He's more blast based, so that's really good. Then after that, in terms of the C tier spot for yellow, more strike based characters, because you have like Ultra Kid Buu and then Super Baby 2. But I might build a strike based team regen setup. So, and then after that, in terms of the green is kind of like the worst color for regen. Green and purple, not gonna lie, because they're blast based characters. All the good ones are C tier, but I mean, this green Piccolo's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of him. I feel like there's better options if you guys don't have a free to play character, which you guys should have. You have Baby Trunks here, really good blast based character with the Z abilities of blast base. Then after that, you do have Green 21, and even Fat Boo is even in the B tier spot, so you have another healer if you want to use that. But if you want to use another C tier green character, I would recommend Omega Shenron, then Evil Boo, and then Cryon, in that order of how good there are. And that's pretty much it with the colors here. Like I said, Super Baby 2 is core, so you can't really replace them. Anyways, let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team, we have a regen strike based team. Now when it comes to the regen strike based team, it's really niche compared to the blast based team. Regen just has way more blast based characters. And then for the good characters that are strike based, a lot of them are in Z tier. So you kind of have to be a little bit picky about which characters you want to use, but it all kind of depends on who do you have, right? So let's get straight into it. So with this setup here, in terms of the backup characters, I'm going more for strike base. Now you guys can use a blast based character for your backups. It doesn't really matter, but I want to focus on more strike base. So With the Z tier, with the backup, I use Yellow EX Piccolo just because he's a character that kind of has balanced stats in a sense. So I decided to use him, and then he's just extra healing. He's a Z tier character right now. I feel like he has some really great value. For the strike base backup, I use Red Piccolo. He gives strike base to regen strike attack. Can't really go wrong with that. The only issue I don't like with him is his damage goes down depending on how many enemies are left. Which the only thing that sucks because you're gonna kill everybody, right? So as the turns gets towards the end, right, he does less damage, which sucks. So, but if you wanted a strike based character, you guys can use him. But when it comes to the backup characters, if you guys have better blast based regen characters like EX Omega, you have this free to play Metal Cooler here, you have Piccolo Jr., you have Red Zenkai Metal Cooler, you even have like the Zenkai EX, not the Yellow EX Metal Cooler. Use them. But if you want to go with more strike base, he's pretty much your best option out of the Z's and the S in my opinion here. But I would say that if you guys have a really good blast base S tier character, then do that, right? Do that. Now when it comes to the main team here, I decided to add Super Baby 2 as my main what's the name? Of course, he's core. Just the amount of healing he gives for the team is insane. And then when it comes to the other characters, I decided to have Ultra Janemba here. He's pretty much the only strike based blue. There is Lord Slug that you guys can use, but me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of Lord Slug, what he does, because he needs to be at a certain health for him to do a little bit more damage. And then like the second turn he ramps up and gets extra more buffs. So he kind of starts off pretty slow, and then he's also health gated in a sense where if he's at a lower health he does more damage. Not the biggest fan of that type of unique abilities for TOP. But I have Ultra Janemba here as my second main blue. You don't need two blues here. If you want to rock like maybe double yellows or double greens or double purples, double reds, you guys can do that. But here I'm just giving you guys an example. Let's actually just start out with the better options here, like the best options for blue. So you have Ultra Janemba, I really like a lot. If you guys are not trying to do any blast based characters, it's only strike based, right? Strike based regen. You have Lord Slug. That's pretty much your only options for the blue spot, right? Lord Slug, yeah. Lord Slug. And then you also have Celza here. But I don't know if Celza deserves a C tier spot. I don't think so. Me personally, when I look at their kit, I don't think they're a C tier character. So you pretty much Ultra Janemba, Celza, and then you have Lord Slug. When it comes to the green spot here, like I said, strike base, I added this free to play Zamasu. Every turn he does give debuffs to the enemies, which is really nice. And then depending on how much enemies left, he does more damage inflicted debuffs, or he gets damage inflicted for his own self. So he can either get 100 damage when there's 5 or less, or he's giving them 15 damage received, which is really nice. Pretty solid character. He's free to play. He's really old, but he looks pretty solid here. If you don't have him, I would say the best bet is just go with Zenkai Fat Boo. Zenkai Fat Boo, he's a healer. Can't go wrong with that as well. And then he's a Zenkai buffer. He absorbs a lot of hits. After that, in terms of the yellow spot, like I said, there's really a lot of options for strike-based regen. You have Ultra Kid Boo. Ultra Kid Boo is really amazing. And then you have Super Baby 2, which is really amazing. They're both great characters. It's just that when I'm looking at my C tier spots, I feel like Zenkai Cell is not a bad option as well, because he heals, he ramps up every time he lands a card, and he's a Zenkai character. So I would rather use a B tier yellow than a C tier. If you guys want to change it up a bit, maybe you guys want to take Ultra Janemba out and put in another character, you guys can. Just give you guys options. When it comes to the red, I like CMZ a lot. He pretty much guarantees a blue card every other match, which is really powerful, like the blue card ultimate card. He heals every time he at the end of each turn, and he ramps up every time he lands a hit. So that's just really powerful to me. If you guys want options for him, like I said, you have this you have Lofi Piccolo there up top on the backup. You have Red Transforming Cell, which is a really good option. Then for the B tier spot, I really do like Omega Shenron. I'm not the biggest fan of the Zenkai Janemba, but you guys can use him as well. And then CMZ. In terms of the purple here, the purple is kind of tough. Garlic Jr. is amazing because he gives immunities to debuffs for his allies, and then he transforms, I think, end of second turn. He gets strike damage, he heals himself, which is really powerful. But if you guys don't have him, you guys can use LF Cell, the old one. And you guys also have purple 21. She ramps up pretty slow, but the fact that she is a health bench, that helps a ton. And man, and she heals a lot when she transforms. She heals herself by 10%, which is really powerful here. Me personally, I just like the I like just the blast based regen because you have a little bit more options. But if you're trying to go more strike based, then this is kind of the team you want to go with in a sense. But you just don't have a lot of options compared to the blast based team. So anyways, let's hop to the next team. Alright, so for the next team here we have is going to be Androids, blast based Androids team. And let's get straight into it. We're going to talk about the backup characters. So the best backup character, if you do have Cell, EX Jr., Cell Jr., use him, bro. He's too good. He ramps up, he heals. Yeah, he really just changes up your team. I ain't gonna lie. Like if you have him, he's a really big deal for it. But I'm gonna show you guys some other options as well. But when it comes to the S tier spots, they don't have a lot of Android S tiers, bro. Like they really like handicap the team. So out of the options here, I decided to go with Aider. I know Aider is a strike based character, but and I know that he gives like death buffs, I believe, when he dies, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. But I feel like he's still not a bad character, bro. He does his damage. It's not bad at all. Can't really complain. I feel like he's just really the second best options out of the S and Z tier characters. Now if you don't have them, this Zenkai EX Android 17 isn't bad. The only issue is he buffs Res with his Z ability. If not him, then you do have this Android 16. Now Android 16, this newer one, is a strike based character for a blast based team, but if you need to use them, then definitely rock them. Any other Z tier characters that I would use? This Android 15 is okay. This EX Super 17 is not bad as well. Not a bad Z tier character. And then after that, I would probably say this old Sparkin 15 because he gives debuffs, I believe, right? Yeah, he gives debuffs in the front row. That's pretty much the best options on your your Z tier spots. But I would probably say Super 17, then this EX, and then the Sparkin one. And then, like I said, Aider, EX 17 there. And then you have the 16 here, and then your last spot I'll do first form Cell. He heals, he has great survivability, he just doesn't do no good damage, but he does debuffs to enemy depending on the turns and stuff, so that's not bad as well. Can't really argue with that. Now when it comes to the main team for the C tier spots, Super 7 MVP 17 is just the main blue character. Pretty much he's not like, to me I put him core because he just, what he does is really, really good. In my opinion, I really do like what he provides for the team. But if you don't have him, I believe Midnight Bat actually gave us a solid option with blue TOP 18. She's not bad option to use. I mean, she does increase her gauge by 40 at the start of the second turn. So like every 2 stages, every 2 fights, you can guarantee a blue card, which is not bad. But me personally, if you do have MVP 17, definitely rock them. But that's pretty much your best option for MVP 17 is TOP 18. And then let's go with the C tier characters. For my red, I like Super 17 a lot just because the debuff. He's covering 2/3 of the enemy stages there. Every time he lands a blast card, like debuffs with key recovery. It's pretty nuts, bro. And then after that, I decided to go with Cell. Cell, the reason is because he does debuffs through the middle row as well. So like him and 17 constantly debuffing with key recovery and damage inflicted buffs, it'll make it easier for you to pretty much kill off the enemy with the debuff that they both provide, which I like as well. And then you guys see here at the first turn, he's even doing more debuffs here. So he's doing debuffs here, and then he's doing debuffs here with his special action. Pretty insane. And then when he pops his blue card, he does more debuffs. So I really like them together, 17 and LF Cell. And then for my healers, I like this. I think he's the most valuable character on the team. Zenkai first form Cell because he gives HP for the team. He's going to Zenkai buff that free to play 18 because he's a yellow android. And then healing the team by the end of the 3rd turn. And then also giving androids damage inflicted buffs. It's pretty ridiculous. So I really like him a lot. He has a slow key recovery, but everything else that he provides for the team is just too good for me not to pass up. And then after that, dude, I have Magenta here. Magenta is a strike-based character, but same with like 17 and the Cell. I really like the debuffs here. You guys see it inflicts all enemies with 20 damage received and then 30. So all three of them are doing this, which is pretty nuts. So it's gonna be pretty difficult for the enemies for them to attack first, and then like they're just taking a lot of hits. And then also if there's 3 enemies left, then he gets a guaranteed blue card and higher damage and key recovery. So that's pretty nuts. I like him a lot. And then I have 18 here. Just someone that gives more damage inflicted buffs for the team. Also debuffing the enemies as well, and then also healing the team at a certain point as well. And let's talk about like the replacements. So for the Cell here, I personally don't think it's really difficult. I don't think you guys should replace him. I would highly suggest like he's like the second core on androids. But let's go well with the purple. If you don't have LF Cell, I do recommend the GT17 here. GT17, he's blast based. I believe he gives support buffs for like the people that's on like the left and the right of him, which is really nice. Other than that, I mean, there is really no other options for purple. You could do purple 21 here just because she's an HP buffer, but she is strike based, so definitely want to point that out as well. In terms of the red, if you don't have Super 17, red 21 is really good. She's a free to play character, and you also have the tag droids as a good option as well. And then the other reds are pretty much strike based. Super 13 and then also free to play 18 and then also the red transforming Cell are good options. It's just that they're strike based. And then after that, let's go with the green side. If you guys don't have Magenta, what you guys can do is rock green 21. Green 21 is a really good option. If not her, I do like Gamma 1 a lot. Then like I said, you do have Magenta. And I believe there's another green that I'm missing. Am I missing any other greens? No. Yeah, I mean, you do have 16 there with strike base. So those are like my favorite greens for androids. And then after that, yellow. Don't have the free to play 18. Free to play perfect form Cell is really good. This yellow EX 18 is really good as well. The only issue is she's pretty difficult to pull and Z power up. But if you do have her, she's really great. Then after that, you do have the Zenkai Cell here. He's strike based, but the fact that he ramps up every time he lands a card and he heals at the end of each turn, great survivability there. And then like I said, any yellow android is getting Zenkai buff, getting a small Zenkai buff by this first form Cell. And that's pretty much it with all the colors there, right? Yeah, I pointed out all the colors. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team here, we do have LOE, bro. LOE, actually, if you do have like the EX, this EX Red Frieza and that Metal Cooler, they have a lot of great options for that Z tier spot. I can't even lie to you guys. So let's get straight into it. Let's talk about the backup characters. Usually with LOE, like one of the best things about them is their core characters, for the most part, are never in the C tier spot. The only character that's usually in the C tier spot is this yellow Angel Frieza. And the fact that he's not in there, you're really using no characters from the C tier spot. So that's really like the biggest edge. They don't have multiple core characters on the C tier spot, and then they have really great options for the Z tier and the S tier spots. That's what makes this team like able to get so much high points, because their main character is in C, but then their best characters are usually in the S and Z tier spots. So let's get straight into the backup. You got multiple options here. This is for the C tier spot. You have red transforming, or not transforming, but you have this red EX Cell. So I said Cell. Red EX Frieza. Really good here. He has kind of like the same support spread, or like the little like cross in a sense, kind of like what Metal Chilled has. 10 damage inflicted for his allies. He has great damage inflicted buffs. He reduces his own damage sustained. Pretty insane stats there. I mean, not stats, kit. That fact that he does that is nice. And every time he gets hit, he gives allies Freezer Force LOE or PO in range damage inflicted buffs and stuff. Special move gauge charge. Pretty powerful. And it also cancels enemies upgrades. Pretty powerful there. So if you do have him, he really is a big game changer. After that, you do have is this green EX Frieza. Really good. Depending on how much allies survives, he gets 70 damage inflicted. So as long as they're into characters that like nullifies his buffs effects, he's getting 100 damage inflicted, 15 reduction damage, actually 35 for the first 2 turns, and then after that it's 15. it's pretty good for. That's all you really need for a Z tier character. Like that high damage and reduction of damage. That's pretty much all you need from a Z tier character. That's like he's good. He's really good. And then he's gonna get Zenkai buff. I believe if is he PO? If he's PO, then no. He would have got Zenkai buff by the green cooler, but I think he's from the movies. After that, if you don't have them, then you have metal cooler. Like you feel me? Like yellow cooler, metal cooler heals himself by the end of the 4th turn. Pretty good kit here. Nothing crazy here, but a really great option to use as well. After that, in the S tier spot, if you don't have them, if you don't have any of them, you still have some great options here. You have EX metal cooler, not metal cooler, EX final form cooler. I believe he can get up to 100 damage, 70 here. Depending on if he faces Saiyans, he gets extra buffs or reduction to buffs, and then every time he lands a strike card, he does get debuffs. If you don't have him, then you have this free to play metal cooler. Every time he lands a card, he supports his team, and I believe certain wherever your allies are placed, he gives damage inflicted, key recovery buffs, and every time he lands a card, he gives debuffs. And he's a free to play character, really great option. If you don't have him, you have this red metal cooler, being able to heal himself at the end of each turn. If you do paired up him with like the EX red Frieza or this DBS Frieza, they're both gonna get Zenkai buff. I believe he buffs red LOE, so they're both going to get that Zenkai buff depending on if you do rock double reds. If you don't have him, this green first form Frieza is not a bad option. Then after that, Mecha Frieza is not a bad option as well. And then also you have this yellow full power Frieza. He counters blast cards. He gets a guaranteed blue after he does that, which is really nice. So you have great options for the S and Z tier spot, and that's just for the S. That's for the backup characters. We didn't even talk about the core. The core is pretty niche though, because you kind of need every character. But the most important character, I wouldn't even say he's the most important, but just your best damage dealer is Golden Frieza, bro. I mean, he gets a guaranteed blue card like Blue Tanks the 1st turn. And depending on how much enemies are alive at the 4th turn, he can get another blue card, which is pretty powerful. So there's times where he can get 2 guaranteed blue cards in a match. Pretty ridiculous, right? Then after that here, let's talk about the blue character. You do have Revival, Revival Frieza. He gives, I believe he heals his allies and he gives damage inflicted buffs, right? Only twice though for the healing, so you have a little bit of some healing. But I mean, he's pretty much your best option for the blue character. In terms of the purple, you want to have Chilled here. Chilled kind of does it all, bro. He gives debuffs in the middle row, HP buffer for LOE. Then he's Zenkai buffing LF Frieza. Then he's giving support damage inflicted for himself and there's other people that's like in this little cross shape here. When he does land a blue card, he paralyzes the enemy. He does a lot, bro. Does a lot. So if you do have him, definitely add him on. After that, I have LF Frieza here. LF Frieza has a stun ability, immobilizes the enemy. Damage inflicted buffs for his allies. Pretty insane here. Then he's also going to be Zenkai buffing himself. He's going to get double Zenkai buff because he's a Zenkai, and then Chilled is Zenkai buffing purple LOE, if I'm not mistaken. Pretty good. Pretty good option here. And then after that, you do have DBS Frieza and Green Cooler. You don't really need them. If you do have them though, use them because they're both really good at what they do. I believe Cooler heals every time he lands a blast card, right? 2nd turn he heals himself. But yeah, if you do have Zenkai Cooler, definitely rock him. And red DBS Frieza does like immobilization. Then this is a really good blast based character. Now if you don't have the Green Cooler, I mean, you do have this first form Frieza here, free to play. Not a bad option. It's not the best substitute. I would say this final form Cooler free to play one is a really good substitute for him. And then I'll go with this free to play final form Frieza because he gives damage inflicted buffs and I believe he heals his allies. He just strike based. And then I'll go with that Pod Frieza as my as my 4th option. I'll put this Golden Frieza above that Pod Frieza, in my opinion. Now when it comes to the red, like I say, you do have Metal Cooler Zenkai to use. And then other than that, you really don't have no other best red option unless you go with like Final Form Cooler, but it kind of hurts your team because he's strike based. But if you need him, that's your best option to use him. When it comes to the purple side, I mean, you don't really need to have 2 purples. It's just kind of just the fact that both Chilled and Frieza gives damage inflicted buffs to their allies, and then that like Frieza getting the Zenkai buffs is pretty powerful. You could use UGF, but he kind of does the same issue there, right? Strike based character. When it comes to yellow, you do have like that. You do have this Zenkai full power Frieza here. If not, then you guys have the LF full power Frieza. But they're not gonna really replicate what the Angel Golden Frieza does for the team. When it comes to the blue is pretty tough. I'm not gonna lie. You do have Metal Cooler. Other than that, you could probably go with like Gold Frieza as your blue. But yeah, there's really a lot of blue options for LOE. Cooler, not the biggest fan of. I think his stats are okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it with LOE. Just pretty good team. Let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team we have a strike based God Key team. I don't have all the characters that I really wanted to have to show you guys the full power of the team. But yeah, let's get straight into it though. I'll talk about them once we get there. But let's talk about the backup characters. Now, if you guys do have this blue EX Champa, definitely use them because there's only 2 Z tier characters, right? And he's a pretty good character. More strike based, right? Extra damage to strike damage and damage you guys see there. So he wants to be more on a strike based team. And this is a strike based God Key team. So if you guys do have him at like a 9 stars, 7 stars higher, definitely will rock him as a backup character. I'm not the biggest fan of that Zamasu there. If you guys don't have Champa or other options, EX Beerus is really good. This the Zenkai yellow one. Excuse me. I mean, just the stat spread that he has. I know he's blast based, but you can't really go wrong, especially with the debuffs he gives. And then he ramps up over turn. He's pretty much one of your better options for the EX side of things. If you have him at 7 stars, get them to Zenkai 7. Other options to use from this setup, from this line here, is pretty much going to be this free-to-play Super Saiyan Blue Goku. He's strike based. I believe he actually, he's not a bad character. He reduction to damage. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that. The only issue I'm not the biggest fan of is he needs to get hit for him to get this extra second ability of his. Once he gets hit, he gets strike damage, special move gauge, and key recovery. But in terms of the options, I mean, he's one of your better ones. And then other than that, you do have his EX Vados here. You also have Whis here, but Whis kind of depends off Beerus. So if you don't have a Beerus, he kind of is missing a lot of his stuff here, especially like the second turn, like damage inflicted buffs. So if not that, then after that, then you do have his EX Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. But the only issue I have is that he's more on Vegeta clan, so I'm not going to really reference him on the God Key setup. And now let's talk about the main 6 here. So the main 6, right? If you do have the new LF Super Saiyan God Goku or Ultra Rose, those are really good 2 options. Now I think Rose doesn't buff God Key on his Ultra build. I think it's Future and PO. But the reason why I like the God Goku and the Ultra Rose is because they have a guaranteed blue card. So that helps a ton, right? Like just wiping out your enemies with guaranteed blue cards, or doing, if not killing them, then almost killing them. And with this setup here, if you do have Ultra Rose or LF God Goku, you can have up to 3 characters that has a guaranteed blue card. You have Ultra Kaioken, not Ultra Kaioken, but Yellow Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. Then you have CMZ. Now CMC doesn't get his guaranteed blue card every match, but it's pretty much every other match. So if you have Ultra Rose or LF God Goku, then that Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, and then CMZ, you do have 3 characters with guaranteed blue cards, which is pretty powerful. And then after that, you pretty much just fill your team with characters that can either heal your team or just give support damage. So that's why I added in Red Shin. Now Red Shin would get the Zenkai buff from CMZ because Red God Key, and then at the end of the second turn he is healing his allies and damage inflicted buffs, which is pretty nice. And then Shin is just, I mean, depending on what he gets hit by, he gives like debuffs for enemies. Not a bad character, right? And his Z ability, I think it does strike attack. It's weird because Z ability does strike attack for God Key, but then he has better blast stats. It's pretty weird, right? It doesn't make no sense. It is what it is. And then after that, I have Purple Whis here. because he pretty much is giving damage inflicted buffs for his allies in range. You guys see there 15 damage, key recovery, and special move gauge. So that might actually help CMZ try to get closer to getting a blue card every single match, which is pretty nuts. So I really do like that there. He's healing the team at the 3rd turn. And then he has a mobilization, I believe, with his green card activation. So you have 2 characters that's healing, giving damage inflicted buffs for your main heavy hitting characters. So you probably want to put like God Goku here or Ultra Rose there, just so they can get the double support from like Shin and the Whis there. So in my replacement, I would add in this LF Vegeta because he has great survivability, healing himself by 10% at the, I believe, the 3rd turn, and getting all these extra buffs here. The issue is I already have 3 C tier characters, so I decided to not use them, but he's also a really great option to use. If you don't have him, I am rocking this Zamasu. Now Zamasu doesn't buff God Key. I think he does event exclusive future and PO, right? But he does have high damage inflicted buffs, and he does debuffs the enemies, all enemies in range. You guys see there, if there's 5 or more enemies, he gives a little bit more debuffs, and then if once it's 4 or less, he gives damage inflicted buffs to himself. But he constantly is getting the 10 damage debuffs and special move charge rate, so that's pretty good there. And in terms of the blue, I added in this Beerus here just because he's another character that just gives damage inflicted buffs. So I was just like, why not add him in here? He's kind of a character that you can kind of change out. If you guys don't have him, it's like kind of just put in whoever you kind of want to put. I would recommend a character like maybe the free-to-play Purple Whis, because he gives debuffs and it's pretty good. He heals himself by 1% at the end of each turn. Not a bad option there. Then after that, other option to use, you guys can use a character like, since it's strike based, you guys can use Hakai Beerus. I'm not the biggest fan of him, but if you guys are rocking like EX Whis and needs a Beerus, then you definitely want to add in a type of Beerus, a Beerus character, so he can get the extra buffs. He's not a bad character. I wish that he had a way of getting like gauge. I know he gets like charge rate, if I'm not mistaken. I wish he had like special move gauge by like 25% or something, because that's his whole like kind of character gimmick, is popping the green card, using the blue card, and everything like that there. So this Gaki team is really niche, because you kind of really want to have the Kaioken Goku, you want to have the CMZ, you want to have the Ultra Rose and L of God Goku, you want to just spam the guaranteed blue cards. And then your other your other characters are really support characters. So it's really niche. That's why it's kind of really difficult for me to like give you guys like different options to use in terms of like options for like Kaioken or CMZ or Ultra Rose and LF for the setup here. So if you don't have like CMZ, you guys can use a character like MUI Goku. If you guys don't have like Yellow Kaioken, you guys can use a character like Super Saiyan Blue Goku Vegeta that fused into Gogeta. It's just that you're just gonna be missing out on like the guaranteed blue card part of the team's gimmick. In terms of Whis, like I said, you do have that purple free-to-play Whis. Red Shin, it's pretty difficult to replace Red Shin because he gives the support healing, and you need some healers on the team. Same with like the purple Whis there. Blue Beerus, you kind of don't really need him. Like you kind of just can put whoever you want. Some good options, like I said, the free-to-play purple Whis here. So you have 2 purple Whis. You have Hakai Beerus, is not a bad character. After that, any other characters I would recommend that catches my eye? This Goku's not bad. He's just a blast-based character, and he gets extra buffs when he's at 50% health. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. Like I said, really niche team, but if you do have all the characters for the guaranteed blue card stuff, then I can see it being pretty powerful. Let's hop to the next team. Alright, so for the next team here, we have Strike Base Vegeta Clan. Now, this team isn't as good as it was last season, solely because this free-to-play Vegeta got dropped down to C tier. So then that means is like you're rocking 4 C tier characters at best. I kind of have to like change it up, because usually I'll have like this Vegeta, then I could rock like 4 other C tier characters, or 3. But excuse me, since he is a C tier character, I kind of have to change up my whole setup here. But let's talk about the backup characters. The Z tier spot, I decided to add in Kid Trunks. since you're going to be rocking 4 Z tier characters, you definitely want to try to get a Z tier character. So having him, I mean, transforms at second turn, pretty much a damage dealer. Pretty much, there isn't even much for his kit. It's pretty much that. I mean, he does give Vegeta Clan strike attack, right? Strike attack and defense, so it's a strike based team. Helps a ton with that. And then in terms of the S tier characters, you have some decent options to choose from. You have the purple transforming movies Trunks here. I believe he gives support damage for Vegeta Clan. I think it's Vegeta Clan, Super Saiyans, and hybrids. Once you transform at the end of the first turn, yeah, Super Saiyan, hybrids, and Vegeta Clan. Yep, you have him as a really good option. The only issue is his Z ability is like blast defense, yeah, strike defense or something. Yeah, it's pretty bad. But if you don't have him, this red Super Saiyan blue Vegeta is pretty good. I mean, he does give double attack for Vegeta Clan. And then you guys see their debuffs in the middle row. Now, he does give damage afflicted buffs for his Vegeta Clan stuff. If you have 4 or more Vegeta Clan characters, allies, which you're rocking a full Vegeta Clan team, so that isn't an issue. The only issue is like his debuff is blast based though, like his blast based damage when you're rocking a strike based team. But I mean, he's giving him charge rate and then the damage afflicted buffs and then everything. I still feel like he's a really valuable character, especially since his Z ability is offering strike attack. Giving charge rate and damage afflicted buffs for your allies as well is really powerful. So he's another good option. If not him, you do have this Coat Vegeta. Only reason is because he gives HP and he gives damage afflicted buffs for his Vegeta Clan allies here. Key recovery and damage afflicted buffs for 2 turns, so that's really good. And then HP for Vegeta Clan, so he's also a really good character that I like in terms of your boost, your backup characters. After that, any other characters? No, right? Maybe the free-to-play Super Saiyan Trunks and maybe the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. Now, I think he does a little bit more on the blast side of things, but I think they're not bad options. I think he actually has equal stats. Yeah. So you also have the Trunks, the yellow Trunks, and you also have the Super Saiyan 2 Trunks here. Another solid options for the S tier spots. Now, when it comes to the main 6 here, me personally, I always center one of my main C tiers is purple Vegeta Bulla. It's the healing that they give for the team. I believe they actually Z ability is strike base, or it's double defense. Oh, it's actually double defense, but just to strike the healing and the support buff that they give for allies around them is pretty nuts. So I'm always going to use one of my C tier characters for Bulla Vegeta. Now, since he's in C tier, I still decided to add him still because you still, he heals, right? He heals, not as much as Bulla Vegeta, but damage afflicted buffs and healing, I really do like them a ton. So I'd rather have 2 healers. So I decided to add him, even though he doesn't deserve to be in the C tier spot. I think he deserves to be a B tier. I'm still gonna rock him. Now, if you guys do have Ultra Majin Vegeta, definitely replace him for the Super Saiyan Blue Goku here. Super Saiyan Blue Goku Vegeta fusing Gogeta Blue. If you have Ultra Majin Vegeta, definitely, like, he's just far superior as a better yellow. And then when it comes to the blue character, I have Sword of Hope Trunks, but if you guys do have Fusing Vegito, you guys can give him a go. Really powerful. I think those are like the top 2 blues, especially for strike base. Sword of Hope Trunks and then Fusing Vegito. Now, when it comes to green, since this guy is C tier, I decided to add in this green Gohan Trunks Youth. Now, I know that they're kind of more for like future and hybrid Saiyans, especially like their damage afflicted buffs, but in terms of the green, like, they're really much the best options. Either them or Drip Trunks. He's in the S tier spot, so he gets a little bit more points. So it's either them or Drip Trunks. I didn't want to add in LF Trunks, Green Trunks, because that's 5 C tier characters, and you need to get the points for you guys to make it to the Z tier spot. So in terms of this setup, it all kind of correlates depending on, yeah, it really just based off him. If you guys want to rock him, then definitely it's going to change up your whole setup. But me personally, I think he's a really valuable character for Vegeta Clan, so I'm still going to use him. It's just that for your green, you're going to have to use pretty much like this Gohan Trunks tag or like Drip Trunks as your green. And then your last character, me personally, I added in the red Trunks in my, just because it's another red. It's like an offensive red character. You already have a You already have 2 damage dealing like in the yellow and the blue, so I kind of want another damage dealer. So I decided to go with a character like either my red or my purple, since they're my support characters. I'd rather have an offensive character there. So I decided to go with the red Trunks. You guys could go with the green sweater Trunks. Either one of those 2 is fine for me. I will go with them too, just for like this wild card spot, either them or them. I know a lot of you guys are not going to have that the purple green sweater Trunks. So I decided to go with Trunks in mind. If you don't have them, you guys can go with LF Super Vegeta or even the red Heat Dome Trunks. But I decided to add them because they heal themselves. And I believe that if you have allies like right here, you give like damage inflicted buffs. So maybe you want to put them here. That might be a little bit better. So at least they're going to be giving damage inflicted buffs to sort of hope Trunks and then the free to play Vegeta there. So yeah, a little bit tougher for Vegeta Clan this season, just because this guy got dropped down to the C tier spot. If not, if he was in like the B tier spot, I would have been able to take him out and add in like the green LF Super Saiyan Team Trunks as one of my other C tier characters. But it is what it is. Let's hop to the next team. Alright, so for this next team, we have Movie Strike Base. This kind of setup is more for like cater around if you're rocking EX Salsa, not Salsa, EX Dowser. I don't know why I keep saying that. EX Dowser. Let's get straight into it. I'll explain it. So he's a Z tier spot. That's the reason why I added him onto the team. And his whole thing is based off having coolers. If he does not have a cooler, he's basically useless. So you kind of want to build him around coolers characters. So I decided to add in as my other backup character the S tier blue cooler, and then also LF cooler, because you need to have coolers around for him to do a lot of great damage as a Z tier character. And if he is paired up with a cooler, he's pretty valuable as a Z tier character spot. So I just wanted to point this out. You can build different strike based movies, but I just wanted to point this setup here. Let me explain this one setup, and then I can show you guys some different versions. If you guys don't even have the EX Dowser, you guys can still build a solid movies team. Now here, I decided to add in Garlic Jr. If you do not have Garlic Jr., I'm gonna show you guys other options, but just bear with me. Garlic Jr., gives immunity for basically Tapion, Cooler, Beast, and Pan. Transforms, I think at the end of the second turn or the start of the second turn. Heals himself, strike damage. Pretty good character if you do have him. So if you guys don't, I'm gonna show you guys different options. And then for my C tier, I added in Cooler because of the 1000 situation. I added in Pan because of the HP, and then like just the debuffs and the support she gives for like her allies, more cater for Piccolo and Gohan. I think for like the charge rate. So that's why I added in Blue Beast. Now, if you guys don't have Blue Beast, you guys can do like Ultra. You guys can do like Ultra Janemba as another blue. For Cooler, like I said, it's for the 1000 setup. So I'm not gonna show you guys replacements because you need Cooler for 1000 to pop off. I added in Pan for the HP buffer, and then like I said, just for the support that she gives for the people above her. You guys see there. So just make your characters in the top middle row do a little bit more damage. Now I added in green magenta here because I like the debuffs that he gives for the enemies, all enemies for each turn. I like that a lot. Like damage receive and key recovery. Less for key recovery is pretty nice. And then depending on how much enemies are alive, I think it's 3 or less, he gets a guaranteed blue card and damage inflicted buffs and high key recovery. So really powerful there. And I think his stats are more catered to the strike side, than blast. So I decided to add him on the strike base side of the team. Then after that, I have Yellow Tapion, just because I believe he heals the person that's like below him, or actually, yeah, that's like under him in a sense. So that's why I added him as I added him like that way, so he's actually healing Garlic Jr. a little bit. So yeah, that's basically the setup here. Now there's different options, there's different builds that you guys can do, because there's so many good S tier options. If you guys don't have Thouser, you have plenty of characters to choose from. From a strike base side of the thing, let me see. If you guys, like I said, you guys can take Thouser out and put in this Frieza here. These are blast based characters, the Bardock and the Metal Cooler. But you do have the Blue Gohan as well. That's the strike based movies. So you have multiple Z tier options, right? You have the Frieza, You have the Bowser, you have Cooler, you have Bardock, and then you have the Gohan. But like I said, 2 of them are blast-based characters. And in terms of the S tier spots, you have Blue Eater, I really like. You do have Goku, I really like as a strike base. You do have the EX Cooler there, Final Form Cooler. Tapion is okay. Is he okay? I think he's okay. He's alright. He's alright. But then if you just don't really care too much about like the blast base and strike base side, and you have characters like Metal Cooler, the blue metal free to play Metal Cooler, red Metal Cooler, purple Turles there, the Zenkai one, are other good options to choose from. So if you guys don't really care and say you guys don't have thousands, what you guys can do is like maybe take this setup out and do something more of added in like yellow Go tanks in here. Just the support and stuff that he gives is pretty powerful. Then what you guys can do, because you already have 3 C tier characters, I would add in like Red Ribbon Army Piccolo in here. Gives a little bit of healing for the team. I still like what's name. I still like Magenta on the setup, so I'm gonna keep him there. And then for your other, because you kind of want another damage dealer, you guys can always go with Red Beast. You guys can go with Ultra Beast. If you guys do have Ultra Beast Gohan, he's part of the movie setup. Since we already have 3 C tier characters though, I decided to add in Red Nerdhan. He's a really great character to use as well. Now the only thing is he's gonna be Zenkai buff, and I mean supporting, I think it's Go Tanks and just the Red Ribbon Army Piccolo. But if you guys do put him like down here and take Pan out, for example, and then maybe add in like a stronger offensive character, maybe you want a stronger purple, so maybe add in like a character like Golden Frieza. Let's do a little bit more damage, because Red Ribbon Army Piccolo is really more support than damage wise. You guys can do a setup like this. So then Nerdhan is going to be buffing UGF Beast and then Magenta here. And then he's a great character, bro. Double offense, I believe. Yep, double offense. And then he's also healing himself. He ramps up over time. Pretty solid character all around. So I think he's a really valuable B tier character if you guys don't want to add in like Pan or the Red LF Transforming Beast Gohan or Red LF Cooler. You guys can have that option there. Any other things that you guys can do if you guys want to cater to, let me see, maybe you guys want to do a setup where you guys take off like yellow Go Tanks and add in like maybe a better offensive green character. Let me see how good this guy is. Is he really worth? Nah, I mean he doesn't really. I mean he's just someone that does pretty good damage, nothing like crazy. I wanted to get like an offensive green character. I know I'm missing some characters from the movie side. Like for example, if you guys have Ultra Beast Gohan, then you guys can put him here, and then I'll put Pan. Right, I'll put Pan there, and you can kind of do more of like a Gohan setup. But it is kind of more tied into like the hybrids. If you guys don't have Magenta though as a green, you guys have Drip Trunks. It's not a bad character. Strike Base green. Videl is okay. She's not a bad option. She's a solid option. She's okay. She's not a bad character though, because he heals and she has pretty solid stats there. Green Trunks, green Videl. Like I said, this is strike base, so I'm not adding any no blast based characters. And then also this green Broly is not bad as well. Now when it comes to the purple side, like I said, it's Garlic Jr., Red Ribbon Army Piccolo, and UGF. You also do have Ultra Gogeta Blue. I just don't have my high stars, but Ultra Gogeta Blue is a great option. Yellow, you have Go Tanks, you have Tapion, you have Ultra Beast. Ultra Beast is insane. You also do have Fusing Gogeta Blue. I would add in this Broly, but his HP is for PO, unfortunately. Red Cooler, Red Transforming Beast. You have Pan, you have Nerdhan. Red Nerdhan here with the glasses. You feel me? Strike base. And green sucks though. Green sucks. Magenta, Drip Trunks, and then green Broly here is my third option for the strike base side. And then for blue, I don't think I mentioned blue. Blue is Blue Beast Ultra Janemba. I mean, Ultra Turles is not. I don't have Ultra Turles, but he's more strike based. But I think he has an even stat spread. But I don't know how his kit is in TOP. I actually got to check that. But other than that, maybe this green. Nah, he's blast based. This Android 13 blue, and then you also have Ader. Ader's a really good blue option. He's not a bad at blue option as well. And then you have Metal Cooler. So yeah, that's pretty much it with the movie side of things. It kind of just depends on your backup character. Like if you have Thouser and you're rocking the cooler setups, if you have Ultra Bees, you might want to focus on a little bit more hybrids movie characters like Pan, adding Pan on there just for his charge rate to go even faster for him to use his guaranteed blue card. Like Ultra Beast kit is pretty nuts. If you guys have him, you guys will know what I'm talking about. Basically anything he does kind of correlates with charging up his blue card, which is pretty insane. So let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for our next team we have GT Strike Base. Let's get straight into the backup characters. So reason why the GT team got a little bit better, that's because Majin is actually in the he's actually in the Z tier spot, so that's great. That's super amazing. So I decided to add him in there. He's a really great strike base GT option character to use, or just a backup character in general. A Z tier spot. You guys do have like the GT EX Trunks. You guys can use him. I know he's more catered to the blast base side, but just the support that he gives, I believe he actually gives support for the team. And no matter if he's on blast or strike, definitely use him because he's a Z tier character, and that will be able to, that'll help you be able to use like maybe like 4 C tier characters if you have Majin and that GT Trunks on the team. Next after that, in terms of the S tier characters, me personally, I just ran Blue Omega Shenron. I just feel like he's just a really great option to use. Him getting Zenkai buff by Super Baby 2 is going to help him a ton. I know that he's blast based, but he's just really good. He's really good to use, so you guys can add him in there. This red mini Goku, GT small Goku, you guys can use him as well. Then you also have this Super Baby 2 red, because he's more for the strike base side of the team, so you guys can use him too. And then also yellow Vegeta. Like if you just kind of just don't care about like your strike base, like a full strike base on your backup characters or blast base, then you have more options to choose from. But if you're I want a full strike base team, then it's like this red GT Goku, Super Baby 2, and then it's like Nova, and then Shin, because I believe he does double attack. But if you don't care about that, then you have characters like Omega and then the yellow Zenkai Vegeta to choose as well. Now when it comes to the main 6 here, since you do have Oob as a Z tier, if you guys do have Oob and like the GT Trunks, if you have 2 Z tier characters, then definitely you guys can add in 4 C tier characters. So let's if you guys have a setup like this, for example, most GT characters or GT mains are going to have this, but if you guys main GT, you guys probably going to have that EX Trunks, GT Trunks. But Super Babe 2 you're going to need. He just heals the team. Bulla Vegeta is basically the same thing. They heal less, but they do support damage. I always rock them as my 2 main C tiers for GT, just because you need survivability for this for TOP, so I always add them. Next after that, I add in the Tag Force. I just feel like they're just your best offensive green character to choose from, so I always add the Tag Force as my main green. Now when it comes to the last C tier character, since you do have a Z tier of Oob or maybe 2 with the GT Trunks, I decided to add in Super Baby 2. Now the reason why I add in Super Baby 2 is if he does get hit with a strike card, he counters. Over time, he ramps up and he does heal himself by the 5th turn, by the 3rd turn, so that's really nice. And he, based off this setup alone, he's going to get Zenkai buff by the GT Shin. Shenron, the yellow one, he's Zenkai buffs green, yellow GT character, so Super Baby 2 is going to get Zenkai buff by that, which is really powerful. And then I have the red Goku there because he's an S tier character. Now, if you guys want to do a different setup, you guys can add in like a character like UG4 on the team, maybe a better offensive purple. Since Bulla Vegeta is more on the supporting role, you might want to have another offensive heavy character. You guys can do Ultra Gogeta 4. I just don't have him. I didn't summon for him, so I don't have him. Another yellow you guys can use is Ultra Goku 4. He's gonna get double Zenkai buff by himself, and then Shin if you guys are rocking Shin as your main yellow. And me personally, I wasn't the biggest fan of Shin until I actually like really sat down and read his kit. The only thing I just don't like is just that a lot of his damage afflicted buffs and stats are catered about him being at 60% or low. He gets a lot of his extra stuff here, healing himself, extra key recovery, and then extra damage afflicted buffs. But other than that, I mean, he does have debuffs, health restoration, and damage afflicted buffs. That's pretty good. Every time he lands a card, he's debuffing the enemy and building up his gauge. So, and then he's also Zenkai buffing a pretty powerful yellow LF if you guys are going to rock a C tier LF like Super Baby 2 or Goku 4. So, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of him, his health catering around like the 60% for him to get his full thing, but his other kit, his other abilities is not bad, so I'll kind of just mind it for the time being. Is that pretty much it there for the teams? Yeah, let me see. In terms of the red here, if you guys don't have that Goku, a pretty good option to choose from would be Omega Shenron, especially for the strike base side. I think this Shin is blast base. So in terms of the red, like your options is like the Goku, then it's like Zenkai Omega for the strike base side. When it comes to green, like I said, tag 4 is pretty much the only strike base green, unless you include like the tag 4s, right? I mean, I tag for the Gogeta 4 because he's kind of like new, he's kind of balanced. Yellow, you guys could instead of Shin, you guys can go with like Pan Trunks Gyro. Yeah, that's pretty much it though. It's like him. It's either one of them two. I don't know how good Oob is, so I kind of might put him third. And then Super Baby 2 and Bull Vegeta, to me, I feel like you need them. It's pretty difficult for you to replace them. Unless you want to do like maybe double purples and add in like Goku 4, and then they'll be able to Zenkai buff Bull Vegeta. You could do a setup like that. You could do a setup where you might do more cater to like Sun Fam. I don't think it's going to be as good though, but you could do something like this. Actually, let me see. But you need a yellow though. Also, that free to play 17 is not a bad yellow option as well. Especially since he's in the A tier spot, he's a pretty good option. Some people might do is this. Add in like Super Saiyan 3 Goku and do a setup like that. Well, you could take him out. Do something like this or this. I'm not the biggest fan. I don't think he deserved to be a C tier character, but if you guys want to use him, you guys can. He is going to get double Zenkai buff twice. Does he buff Blue GT as well? So Super Baby 2 will get Zenkai buff twice. That's pretty powerful. That's a nice synergy there. Yeah, but when it comes to the strike base team, it's kind of niche there. But it kind of just depends on how many Z tier characters. If you have like GT Trunks and Oob, and then if you have like Ultra Gogeta 4 and stuff like that. So let's hop into the next team. Alright, next team is GT Blast Base. When it comes to the backups for this team, it's kind of pretty much going to be the same for the strike base. You don't really have a lot of options to choose from. So me personally, in the Z tier spot, if you have that green GT Trunks, the new one, not this one. No, he sucks. But the new GT green Trunks, that he has like a different art style and everything. Really great character. I think he is a blast based character, and I think he does give like some type of support for the team. Not entirely sure about his full kit there, but really good option. Then you have Oob. I know Oob is strike based, but he's just too good of an option just to not use because he's strike based. If not that, then you do have the Super 17 here. I think he's probably the third best option in terms of the Z tier spot for GT. Now when it comes to the S tier spot, Omega Shenron is really good. He's gonna get Zenkai buff by Super Baby 2 once they're both on the field together. Then after that, you do have the Zenkai Yellow Vegeta, blast based character. The only thing that sucks is his Z ability. His regular Z ability is for Saiyans, so that kind of sucks. He's not really buffing pretty much your full GT team because your best character, for the most part, might be blast based PO characters. That's not Saiyans. Like Super 17 or Omega, the only one I would probably get the buff would be Super Baby 2 because he's a Saiyan character. Now after that, like I said, you do have the you have the Kid Goku there. not the biggest fan of ice, right? And all the other characters are kind of like strike based. So if you don't really care about that, then like the red EX Super Baby 2 and then the red Goku are not bad as well. But you want to go more blast and the yellow Vegeta and Omega Shenron. Now when it comes to the C tier spots, I always add in Bullet Vegeta and Super Baby 2 just for healing and support reasons. Then after that, me personally, I like adding in the Super 17 every time he lands a blast card. Just the debuffs that he gives every time he lands a blast is pretty nuts. And he also gives extra buffs when he absorbs a blast card from the enemy. So that's kind of like RNG if the enemy lands a blast card on him. You kind of have to rely on RNG, but he gets more buffs when he gets hit with a blast card. He absorbs it. After that, I do have Omega Shenron here. He pretty much debuffing 7 out of the 9 spots at the start of every time he lands a blast card. So him and like 17 together is really powerful. I really do like the debuffs they deal together every time they land a blast card. So that's pretty powerful in my opinion. And then when it comes to like the other characters, it kind of doesn't really. They're kind of just like wild cards. Me personally, I add in purple 17 just because he gives support for like the people that's like to like the left of him and everything, which is really nice. And then he also debuffing the enemies as well. So you have him, like then you have like Super 17, and then you have like Omega Shenron. Pretty good, bro. So not a bad character. And then he's, Z abilities for GT as well. Really a good, really the best purple blast base option. Is he the only blast base GT character that's like viable in a sense? Yeah, right. It's pretty nuts. No, that's pretty insane. That is pretty insane. Then after that, in terms of your yellow, I added in Rage. If Rage get hit with a strike card, he's paralyzing the enemy. If he gets hit with a blast card, I believe what he does when he get hit, yeah, he heals himself and damage inflicted buff and charges his own gauge. I really do like that. And then he has like a great supporting thing. I'm a little bit iffy about like his whole support thing. I think, hold on, let me put him here. See, like that's throwing me off. I actually need to understand his support range here. Like this S shape doesn't make sense to me. So I get it here. When he's on this right side, he's supporting Baby and Bulla, right? That makes sense. But then, like when he's here, it's only highlighting Bulla, Vegeta, and GT. So like if I put Shin here, why is he not supporting Super Baby 2? You get what I'm saying? Like, cause it's supposed to be to the left, up, and then right. So like, why is Super Baby 2 not getting supported then? I feel like that's throwing me off, right? That doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. If you guys don't have Rage though, you guys can definitely rock Yellow Shin. Yellow Shin is a pretty good option, especially he's a character that has a balanced stats on the blast and strike side, and then his Z ability is strike attack and blast attack. So really good options there. If you guys don't have Omega, pretty much your best green is Super Saiyan 4 Goku, for sure. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, you guys can get rid of him. Then you guys will have another C tier character option if you guys want to, or if you guys just don't want to have 4 C tier characters, you guys can do that. Super 17, like pretty much his best option is going to be this red Super Saiyan Goku, and then this red free to play Shin, and then the Zenkai Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta for the blast base side of GT. In terms of the green, oh, you also do have Baby Trunks. You do have Baby Trunks as well. So I'll probably put Baby Trunks over the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Totally forgot about Baby Trunks. If you guys don't have LF Omega Shenron. Purple, like I said, you only have GT17 Rage. You have Shin or Rage. Green, Super Saiyan 4 Omega, Baby Trunks. Red, Super 17. Free to play Super Saiyan Goku. Free to play Shin. Free to play Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, blast base. And then your core is Super Baby 2 and Bulla Vegeta. Yeah, that's pretty much it there. Unfortunately, I just wish more of these characters were in the B tier spots. Like, but they're pretty much all LS for a team, so it's kind of difficult, right? But I feel like the Super Saiyan 3 Goku should be in B. Like, I don't think he's a C tier character. Cells should definitely be in the B tier spot. I think I can really open up the GT team a little bit more, but it is what it is. Let's hop into the next team. All right, so for the next team here, we have Blast Base. Blast Base Unireps. My bad for that. Let's get straight into it now. Unireps is actually pretty good this season. Lots of characters to choose from the Z tier options, which is pretty insane. So let's get straight into it. So for the Blast Base side, decided to go with EX Topo and EX Dispo. Dispo more catered to the Blast Base side. Like if you look at his old Z abilities and his stats, it's more focused on blast attack. And I actually added EX Topo just because he's another great Z tier option to use and to choose from. Right, you guys see double defense here, and for this team, you can kind of focus to be more off like a rival universe Unireps team because he gives extra little damage inflicted buffs. But I mean, you don't really need to. But if you want to make, have full value off the Topo, then definitely you're gonna want to add more like Unireps, rival universe Unireps characters. But I don't think it's that big of a deal. So it is what it is. If you don't have them though, I think this is one of those things where add even a strike based Z tier character you should do, right? EX Bergamo and then EX Champa are really two great Z tier options to choose. If you don't have them, you still have some great options in the S tier spots. The ones that I like the most is the green Kaba here. Green Kaba is pretty solid. Then you have EX Jiren. Then you have blue EX Kale. And then you have EX Vados. So those are like my favorite 4 out of the S tier character spots. And then you have 4 great options from the Z tier spots. Pretty nuts. So let's go back and let's talk about the main 6 here. So my main 6 for the C tier spots, I decided to add the MVP 17, Kaioken Evo Goku, and then the purple LF Jiren. Now, if you guys have like a higher LF UI Goku, you guys can use him. Me personally, I don't know, I like Jiren a little bit more in terms of his kit, but just like a pretty good purple, I like adding in LF Jiren as my main character there, as my main purple for the team. And then for green, I add in this Kaioken Goku just because like whenever they face like a unfavorable element factor color, so like say if you're Goku and I don't know who's actually the main green. I actually don't remember. Who was it? Vegeta. Now if you're facing against purple, then you go to the Goku side. If Goku faces blue, you go to the Vegeta side. And they just have a lot of great things about their kit. So I decided to add them as one of my C tier characters as well. You guys could do like Revival UI or God Topo as your other characters to choose for your C tier green option. You could do that, or you guys can maybe go with like a C tier, another C tier character like MUI Goku or Ultra UI Sign Goku. I don't have them, so I don't have UI Ultra UI, but you guys could do that and take him out, take out Kaioken Goku, maybe add in a green character like Angel Golden Frieza. Me personally, I like Angel Golden Frieza a lot, or even Green Tien, just because he has like the Solar Flare thing. I believe every time he lands a blast card, he heals himself. So some pretty good options, replacements for the green side if you want to add in another C tier character. Now for the B tier, you really need Angel Golden Frieza. Just the guaranteed blue card he gives for the first turn, and then depending on how much enemies are left, that dude gets another guaranteed blue card, which is pretty nuts. So you can get either 1 to 2 guaranteed blue cards a game, depending on how much enemies are alive at the 4th turn. Then for my raid, I have Bergamo here, just the HP buffer for the team. He heals, he ramps up over time, and then he's a Zenkai character, bro. I just feel like he's just the most valuable character. He kind of reminds me of like the Chilled, Lord Chilled, or the EX first form cell for androids. He kind of reminds me of that. Now he doesn't give like support like they do, but he kind of gives me like that type of value. But like I said, you could just switch him out with MUI Goku if you wanted like a better, stronger red. But I just feel like overall he's just a really great option for Unireps. So that's why I always add him on my setups, regardless of blast or strike. I believe he actually has like a pretty much equal stats. Yeah, so equal stats, and I don't think he has anything regarding to his kid that's focused more on strike damage than blast damage. Okay, MVP 17. Kale is definitely needed because she's pretty much like your main healer for the team. Damage afflicted buffs and heals your allies, so you definitely need to have her. She's a must-have, right? You want to have healers and stuff for your team, so she's like the best options for uni reps. In terms of other options here, like I said, for red, blast base, MUI Goku is pretty much the best bet because he kind of has like equal stats. But if you don't care about that, then you guys can do like ultra hit or red casserole. Purple, I'll have purple Jiren, UI Goku. In terms of the blast base side, you guys could do like Go Frieza. In terms of the yellow, it's pretty much Angel Gold or Frieza. If not them, then you have Kale Caulifla, and then you also have Krillin, and then you also have Master Roshi. Green, you have Evoken, you have Angel Gold and Frieza here, you have Tien, and then you also have Super Saiyan Blue, free to play Vegeta. In terms of the blue spot, you have 17. If you don't have 17, then I'll say like the best option is TOP 18. You also have this Beerus here. I don't think he has any buffs. He does buffs uni reps. Oh, okay. You have Beerus here. That's actually a pretty good option then. Beerus. I actually don't really be talking about Beerus. I need to start including him more. Beerus. And then these are like, you know, like you have Kale and Jiren and stuff. But those are like for your backup characters. And then any other colors I'm missing? No. You could do Kaioken Goku for a guaranteed blue card, but he's more on the strike based team, which I'm going to get into the next segment or the next section of the vid. And then you also have like UI, Ultra UI, and then you also have LF Evo Vegeta as well for your yellow spots for the blast base. So, and Ultra Kaioken. But anyways, let's hop into the next team. Alright, so for the next team is strike base uni reps here. We're going to keep Kale in there because Kale, just like I said, the support and the healing type for the team. So you definitely just want to have her there. When it comes to the blue here, I guess let's talk about the backups. I mean, the backups is basically the same here. Just choose whatever the best backup Z's and S tier characters you have. I don't really, for the backups, if you want to have EX Topo and EX Dispo, then use them. But you also have EX Bergamo, that's more strike base side. You have Champa, that's more strike base side. Topo is more balanced. Dispo is more blast base. So if you want to focus on a full strike base, then Bergamo, Champa is your best characters for the Z tier spots. And then for the S tier spots, EX Jiren is probably your best bet, and Green Kaba. Now EX Jiren, pretty good damage, extra damage to like God Key, and then he heals himself at the end of the second turn by 5, and then extra damage afflicted buffs, which is pretty good. And then all the other characters like Blue Kale and then Vados and then Kaba are more on the blast base, right? Is Kaba more blast? Yeah, but there's still good options to choose from. Just use the best stars options and everything. But you have great characters to choose from for the Z's and the S. I already talked about Blue Kale for the main 6. Now you do have 17 here. If you don't have 17, then you guys can do Blue 18, TOP regular Sparking 18, or even Blue Beer. I know Blue Beer is a little bit more blast, but just the damage afflicted buffs he gives for his allies, and then his I think he actually kind of heals his allies by 3rd, so just a little bit. So you could do like Beerus there as well. You could definitely do that. It's not a bad option. Blue Beerus, TOP 18 if you don't have MVP 17. But since I have them, I'm going to use them. Now for your main yellow, you definitely want Kaioken. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. Gets a guaranteed blue card for the team, so that's really powerful to me. For the strike base side of uni reps, and then when it comes to the purple strike base, they don't really have the best strike base purple for uni reps. So that's why I always stick with Go Frieza. I know that they're half purple, half blue, so it kind of helps both the blue and the purple side of things, especially the purple. Like, they're pretty much the best strike base purple, unless you want to rock a blast base character like UI or LF Jiren, you guys can do that. But for strike base, I'm going with the Go Frieza there. Now in terms of the green, it's really a same situation here, just really more niche. Green Kiawe is pretty much the best green. She gives support buffs for her allies. I believe she heals herself. I swear I seen it. Yes, she restores her ally health by 1. So that means a little bit of some healing, like little miniature healing, but you can't really go wrong with that, right? So strike damage, healing her allies, pretty much the best green option for the team. Pretty much is like the only green option. I mean, you do have green Jiren, but I just don't think he deserves to be a C tier character. I think he's a B tier character at best. You guys could use Jiren. You guys can also use Green Kefla. Now, Green Kefla doesn't buff Unireps at all. And then Green Jiren, I think he only does Rival Universe, so it's a little bit more niche than the Unireps team. So then after that, for your red, I have Bergamo. HP buffer, he ramps up over time, he heals himself. And then he's a Zenkai character, so that helps. If you don't want to, if you want to use a character that's not Bergamo, you have Red Casserole. That's pretty good option. And then you also can always go back with MUI Goku. Just kind of just be mindful of your how many C tier characters you guys are rocking. So you guys could maybe do something where you take out MVP 17, have an MUI Goku. But I feel like I wouldn't. Unless you just don't have Bergamo at Zenkai 7, or like just Zenkai like 7 stars to Zenkai him, then I'll go with like Red Casserole or like MUI Goku. But in terms of the greens, purples, like I said, there really isn't that many purple options unless you just go with the LF blast base with Jiren or UI sign. Yellow here, this might be the time where if you just don't have Kaioken or you just want to have double yellows, then I actually don't see an issue with just rocking Golden Frieza and Kaioken together. They're both getting guaranteed blue cards for your team. Now Frieza isn't going to do as much blast based damage because he's on a strike based team, but just having 2 characters with guaranteed blues is pretty powerful, I ain't gonna lie. So if you want to add in like 2 C tier characters, maybe you take out, dang, who you actually take out from this team? Maybe take out like MVP 17, for example, and add in like Angel Golden Frieza, so you have 2 guaranteed blue card characters. You guys can do something like that. Other than that, that's pretty much it, man. Like I said, it's pretty tough with the strike based side of Unireps in terms of the options they have, because your alternate options are going to be blast based characters. So unless you want to do like a little mix in between a blast and strike based characters, then you guys can definitely do that. Just whatever helps with your Unireps team, whatever characters you have, just make the best with it. So let's hop into the next teams. Alright, so next team we have hybrid strike base, blast base. And yeah, let's get straight into it, bro. If you guys do have Ultra Beast, Ultra Beast is a character that, regardless of hybrids being strike or blast, I would use him. Regardless. Like this, I was looking at his kit, and he's just that insane. He's just that powerful, bro. Like, insane character. So regardless of strike base or blast base for hybrids, if you guys do have beasts for movies or even for hybrids, I would just use him, bro, because he's just that insane. And he's just that much. He's like by far like just the best yellow hybrids. Like any other yellow hybrids just doesn't really compare to him for TOP specifically. But yeah, let's get into the backup characters. You have a lot of great options for the GT side of things. So for the Z tier spot, I decided to go with this Gohan here. He's more on the blast base side. If you don't really care too much about like blast base or strike base, I would just list out all the good Z's and S tier characters in my opinion. So you have this purple Gohan here. You have this green transforming strike base Trunks. You have the strike base Super Saiyan Gohan Teen. He's not bad. He's okay. He's alright. He's more on the lesser side, but he's not a bad Z tier option. In terms of the S tier, you do have Gohan Krillin, Tag Krillin, their strike base. You do have transforming Trunks here. He transforms start of the second turn, start of the first turn, and he gives support for hybrids characters, so that's really powerful. After that, you do have Gohan Trunks Youth. You do have this green Trunks Gohan here that's not that bad, but you want to be pairing him up with a Trunks character. So if you pair him up with a Trunks character, I think he does a little bit more damage afflicted buffs. Yeah, 30. Yeah, that's pretty much my favorite options of the Z's and the S. Now when it comes to the main 6 here, if you guys do have Ultra Green Gohan, definitely replace Cryon with Ultra Green Gohan for sure. But I just wanted to show you guys just to have him here. But if you have Ultra Gohan, the green one, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, definitely replace him for that. For the purple side, you do have Ultimate Gohan, pretty much your best purple option. You don't really need to really rock them if you have Ultra Beast, because you have just so many high damage dealing characters. Purple, I'm just high damage dealing Gohan characters. He used to be more necessary, but since you have like Ultra Beast in the field now, like if you have him, like you could just not rock Ultimate Gohan, but if you do have him, definitely rock him. If you don't have Ultra Beast. Now you do, for the yellow side, like I said, you have Ultra Beast. If you don't have Ultra Beast, you do have yellow Goten to use. You guys do have yellow Go tanks, and you do have LF Trunks and Vegeta as good yellow options. Now when it comes to the green side, you do have the green Trunks. I'm not the green Trunks, the green Revival Gohan and Ultra Gohan Super Saiyan 2. This is more for the blast base side of the team. And then when it comes to the blue really isn't really no good blast base blue hybrids characters. Either like this Super Saiyan Gohan from the movies, and then Blue Beast here. And then after that, that's pretty much it with the blues for the blast base side. And then here I like this purple Goten a lot because he gives extra damage inflicted buffs and healing for Gohan characters. So if you're spamming a lot of Gohan characters, he just gives a lot of damage inflicted buffs. Not a lot, but just damage inflicted buffs and healing from like the turn 2. And I feel like that's pretty valuable. Does his ability blast as well? Strike, double defense. But I really do like that, having your middle row full of your pretty much your strongest Gohans. And then Pan is giving extra like charge, raid, and debuffs for the enemies, and then damage inflicted buffs for allies, and an extra charge rate for character Gohan and Piccolo's in range, which is pretty good. No, extra damage inflicted buff for Gohan and Piccolo's, and then extra charge rate for Gohan and Piccolo, so they were able to just spam blue cards. So if you have like Beast, Ultra Beast for example, you can put him in the middle, then Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan on the left side, and then like Ultra Ulton, LF Ulton on the right side, and then you have Pan in the middle, then you have Goten up top, so they're both just making sure that they just deal a lot of damage as possible. You guys can do that, and then add in like then for your blue character, you can add in like this Gohan here just to have like a wild card, or you just want to add in. Now you don't want to add in too many S tier characters, C tier characters. It kind of depends on how much Z tier characters you have, will dictate how much C tier characters you use. So if you have 2 Z tiers, then you can add in 4 C tiers. But if you're rocking a lot of S tier characters, then I would just cater to 3. So it kind of just depends on like how many C tier characters you're rocking and everything like that. So in terms of the yellows, if you don't have like Ultra Beast, you have Go tanks. Like I said, you do have Goten, you do have Trunks Vegeta. For the red, if you don't have Pan, you guys could definitely use Super Saiyan 3 Go tanks for your blast base character. And if you don't want to use the C tier characters for your Go tanks and stuff like that, or like another C tier red, you can take Pan out or Go tanks and then take do like red Nerdhan. Red Nerdhan is a pretty viable character, pretty powerful character. And what you can do here, I think the best bet would put him up top, and then you put all your Gohans around them, and then you put like, say you have like Ultra Beast here. Say this is like Ultra Beast, and then you can do like Blue Beast there. So then you have like what, 4 C tier characters, and then you can do a setup like that. But the only thing is you only have like 1 healing character. I mean, and then like I said, Pan helps with HP, so just more HP on the team. Since she's not healing, she gives more HP for the team. But this is a different option, this is a different setup. So you guys can do a setup like that. Say this is Ultra Beast, then you have Ultra Gohan, then you have LF Ulton, then you have Blue Beast. Even though he's strike based, he's just a really he's pretty much like the best blue hybrids character on the for TOP. And then you have Goten, and Goten is supporting all these characters around him are Gohans, so giving extra damage inflicted buffs. Nerdhan, more damage inflicted buffs. He heals himself, he ramps up over time, and then double offense Z abilities for his Z abilities there with strike and blast. So yeah, if you're rocking like a blast based hybrids team, something that you can kind of formulate there. And let's hop into the strike based side. Alright, next is going to be the strike base side of hybrids here. So for the backup characters, like I mentioned in the blast base side, just use your best Z's and S. If they're blast based, then use them. If they're strike based, then use them. So I'm just going to name the ones that I like. It's going to be EX Gohan here, this one. There's going to be this Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Is it Super Saiyan 2? No, just Super Saiyan Gohan Teen from the movies. He's also not a bad C tier option. Then you also have green Trunks here, transforming Kid Trunks. After that, you have the tag Gohan Krillin. You do have EX Gohan Trunks here. Then you have purple transforming Trunks here, the movies one. And yeah, that's pretty much it there for the S and Z tiers for the backups. Now when it comes to the main 6 here, if you guys have Ultra Beast, definitely replace them with yellow gold tanks, because Ultra Beast is just ridiculous. His kit is nuts. He has multiple ways of gaining special move gauge. Utterly ridiculous. He's just insane, bro. He's nuts. He's nuts. So if you do have him, definitely put him there. If you don't have him, then you guys can go with like yellow gold tanks. And if not, then you guys can do yellow gold 10. Now yellow gold 10, you might want to place him in a different spot. Maybe you want to put him maybe towards the bottom here. Put him here, right? And then maybe put like yellow blue beast there, and then you could do something like this. Actually, let me see, what does he actually buff? He buffs the people below him. See, I'll probably yeah, you could do that. Yeah, you could do that if you have like, but if you do have yellow gold 10 or gold tanks, you want to add in gold tanks, then you guys can do this and then add in do a setup like that. Now for the other characters, I decided to add Red Pan just because your main damage dealer is going to be Gohan. So her to give an HP for hybrids, and then the extra support that she gives for the damage inflicted buffs and charge rates for character Gohans. You kind of want to put her around Gohan so they can just go crazy with damage. Excuse me. So you will have like what, this is a Gohan character. If you have Ultra Beast, that's a Gohan character. This is a Blue Beast Ultra Gohan character, and then the Red Transforming Beast, another Gohan character. If you guys don't have Ultra Beast, you guys can replace them with Nerdhan. Nerdhan is a really good replacement if you guys just don't want to have 4 C tier characters. He's a really good option to use. Supporting, he's healing himself, double Z ability, strike attack, and blast attack Z ability, so that's really nice. I believe he has a way of charging up his special move gauge as well. Yeah, every time he lands a strike card, so that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. That's actually really good. Now when it comes to the blue side, don't have Ultra Beast. I mean LF Beast, the blue one. Pan. It's pretty much Pan and Taunt-Han. There's a specific way of how to use Taunt-Han, but I haven't really studied that way, so I can't really explain how the team goes. But and also Soto Trunks, yellow Ultra Gold, LF Gold tanks, and then LF Gold tanks, and then you have Ultra Beast. In terms of the purple, you guys could add in Bola Vegeta as one of your main 6 there, just for like the healing and the damage afflicted buff that she provides. You guys can definitely do that, but it's just another C tier character, so you might want to do something where if you do add her, you have to do something like this. Maybe take out, it all depends if you have Ultra Beast or not. If you have Ultra Beast, then I'll take out Red Transforming LF Beast and add in Nerdhan here, and then I would put Ultra Beast up top here. Or actually, I'll put Ultra Beast right there, and then I'll put LF Blue Beast there. If you have Ultra Beast, I'll do a setup like that if you want to add Bola Vegeta on your team. Let me see. If not, you can go back to that setup that I just had before. Yep, have it set up like that. In terms of the reds, yeah, Pan, Nerdhan, Red, LF Transforming, Blue Beast, and you have GT Pan for blues, Taunt-Han. Green, you have, like I said, the EX tag Gohan Trunks here. You do have Drip Trunks. And then this green Gohan, Super Saiyan Gohan. I know he's more blast based, but he's a solid option in my opinion. And then you also do have Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to use, and then also LF Super Saiyan Trunks as well. But it kind of just depends on. There's a lot of variables with the strike based team. It depends on what backup character you're rocking. Are you rocking 2 Z tiers? Are you rocking 2 S's? Are you rocking a Z and a S? It depends on, do you have a lot of strong Gohans? You might want to add in Pan. If you don't have a lot of strong Gohans, a lot of stronger Trunks, then you might take Pan out because she's not as valuable. There's just a lot of options. So I just want to show you guys different ways you guys can build like a strike based team. And it also depends on, like, do you have Ultra Beast? Do you have Ultra Gohan? Do you have LF Transforming Beast? LF Blue Beast? So I feel like I'll show you guys some different options to choose from. So let's hop into the last team. Let's wrap this video up. Alright, for the last team here, I totally forgot about this team. Blast Based Majin Buu Saga. Let's talk about the backups. Now the backups might be the biggest issue with this team this season. They just don't have a lot of good options for the Blast, especially for the Z's and the S tiers. Me personally, my favorite ones is Transforming Gotenks and then Transforming Goten. That's my favorite ones, bro. Like all the other ones, I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. The Burrow's okay, right? I just don't like his Z abilities from red and greens. I mean, for the most part, Majin Buu Saga had some really good hybrid characters with Gohans and Gotenks. Yeah, that's pretty much the best options to choose from, bro. Which ones do I like? Let's see here. Man, it's rough. It's rough, bro. Let me see. Nah, cause he's Legends Road, man. I don't know. Like EX Videl is like EX Deborah. Man, bro. Legends Road and hybrids. Like, I don't know how good their stats are. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, your best bet is Transforming Goten and Gotenks. I ain't gonna lie to you. And then all the other ones is kind of like, I'm just praying for you guys, but kind of like a hurt. They kind of hurt badly this season, just because a lot of their S tiers, like for example, Majin Buu, Evil Buu, and then Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks that I usually like using, they're an A tier for some reason. It makes no sense. But let's go with the Blast Base main 6 here though. You have Ultimate Gohan and Red Transforming Gotenks as their damage dealers for the team. If you guys don't have them, they're pretty much like your best options for the Blast Base side. Now you can do a strike based Majin Buu Saga team. I just don't have none of the characters to build it for real. I don't have none of the cores. I don't have UMV. I don't have LF Super Saiyan 3 Goku that transform LF Super Saiyan 2 to Super Saiyan 3 Goku. I don't have Fusion Vegito, so I can't show you that team. Unfortunately, I just can't. But if you guys don't have Gotenks, then you guys can use Shin for like just more support. Or I mean, you guys could just use Shin, just double reds, right? You guys could probably take out this Super Saiyan 3 Goku and add in Shin for more healing and damage inflicted buffs for your main healers. So you could do like this. Do a setup like that, and then I have Pui here, just HP for the team, and then damage inflicted buffs for his allies. So that's just really powerful, and he's a free-to-play character. Just can't pass up on that. Then I also have Yellow 18. Me personally, I like Yellow 18 just because the damage inflicted buffs and the healing that she gives for the team. If you don't have her, you guys can definitely do Majin Buu good. He gives like key recovery, damage inflicted buffs for his allies. I believe, does he heal himself every time he lands a blast? Yeah, he does. And then charge up his blue card. He does heal his allies as well, so that's nice. That's really good too. So you guys do have Majin Buu good. I know he's a little bit difficult to pull if you guys didn't summon on the Gotenks character. Gotenks banner. I love Ultimate Gohan. If you guys don't have him, then you guys can do like maybe more support with like the Super Saiyan 3 free-to-play Goku. Let me see here. Let's just talk about like just the different color options. For green, Pui, I just like having Pui for the HP and the damage inflicted buffs. But Evil Buu is a really great character for the green blast base Majin Buu Saga. You guys could do Fat Boo. I know he's strike based, but just the healing, you can't ignore that. In terms of the red, you have red Gotenks, you have red Shin, you have red Buhan here. You also have the red Vegeta, free-to-play Vegeta. The only thing that sucks about him is he's also in C tier, but if you just want a different supporting character for your team, maybe you didn't summon and don't have a high star Shin, he's a really great option to use. And his event is still up, so you guys can definitely still get him to 14 stars. Definitely do that. In terms of the blue option, you do have Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. You do have blue LF Kid Buu. You do have blue Tien. I know a lot of you guys probably not going to have him because he's a pretty difficult to pull. He's not in a lot of banners as well. And then you also have LF, not LF, but Buu Tanks, because he gets the guaranteed blue card. The only issue is he doesn't buff Majin Buu Saga, same with LF Kid Buu. And then also, what's the name does too, the Buu duos. In terms of the purple, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, the free to play, and then also you have this Ultimate Gohan here. And then yellow, you have Majin Buu Good, and then free to play 18. Dang, that's pretty much it, huh? Because all the other characters, all the other good characters, are on the strike base side, like Ultra Kid Buu, Ultra Majin Vegeta, the Super Saiyan 2 that transformed Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Fusion Vegito, which I don't have none of them. Yeah, that's pretty much it with the blast space side of Majin Buu Saga. The only issue with Majin Buu Saga this season, which is why I'm not the biggest fan of, is just their Z's and S tier characters that they have. If you guys do rock Majin Buu Saga though, what character would you guys pick besides transforming Goten and transforming Gotenks? Like, who would you pick out of these characters here? Because I'm not, none of these catches my eye for real, but maybe I might be wrong. So just let me know if you guys rock. If you guys are a constant Majin Buu Saga man, let me know like what other options, backup options from the Z's and S that people can use besides transforming Gotenks and Goten that I provided here. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe. Been rough, and I'm out. Peace.